On the state visit by Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe, we speak to SABC News contributing editor Vuyo Mvoko live from the Union Buildings in Pretoria. Vuyo, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. It's President Mugabe's first state visit to South Africa in 21 years. And looking at the itinerary, it seems as if officials are making up for lost time. Talk to us about the events, beginning with the welcoming ceremony today.
Well, yes, indeed, Diana, there will be the pomp and ceremony in a couple of hours' time, whereafter the two leaders and their respective delegations will meet behind closed doors. And after that, of course, that will culminate in the signing of several agreements. But do remember that a lot has indeed happened over the past 21 years. Zimbabwe has been in ruins with food shortages, fuel shortages, the economy not in good shape, but also President Robert Mugabe facing his biggest political challenges in the years since 1980. So a lot has happened since then, and in fact South Africa has been a very critical part in that equation in trying to get him to see things differently. Remember, MDC was very huge, and it was posing a very, very big challenges to ZANU-PF's domination of the political landscape, but also President Mugabe's continuing reign in that country. But South Africa, through former President Thabo Mbeki initially, and in later years through current President Jacob Zuma, did speak to him, did engage with him, and they were in fact his friends, and they were instrumental in getting him to see things differently. And Zimbabwe today is in a different shape. Yes, it faces lots and lots of challenges. Its economy needs to get back to work, but to get Zimbabwe where it is today, it is owed primarily, or to a very large extent, to South Africa's clever boxing and being in his corner, so to speak. So South Africa has earned its place. It has indeed made him feel more comfortable about engaging. Hence, 21 years later, you are seeing President Mugabe visiting this country.
Vuyo, what is the objective of this visit?
Well, primarily, we are told it is trade. It is ensuring that Zimbabwe gets the investments that it deserves, but also South Africa grows its trade with Zimbabwe. At the moment, it is skewed in South Africa's favor. Almost 25 billion versus 2 billion. So that is not a healthy state of affairs. Of course, South Africa is in a bit of a fix. Our economy hasn't been growing as much and as fast as we would want it to grow. But of course, in Zimbabwe, there are several obstacles. Among those obstacles is the indigenization policy of that country, where it is said that you have to give, whether it's like white businesses or foreign-owned businesses, they have to cede 51% of their business to locals. And that, from a South African perspective, is a big problem. But then Zimbabwe is facing the reality that foreign investment is not coming as fast and as Zimbabwe would want it to happen. So they have to make some concessions. As to whether South Africa will indeed be able to twist Zimbabwe's arm, so to speak, we will see at the end of this particular session. But on the other hand, Zimbabweans are really desperate to make sure that, remember around 2010, 2011, Zimbabwe did sort of get back on track. You did see business growing, you did see the economy growing. But remember, at that time, they had the benefit, because South Africa and the world were appreciating the fact that President Robert Mugabe and his government had changed tune. They were prepared to listen for a change. And at that point, you did have a coalition government that was, in fact, all embracing. But since then, as we all know, after the election over two years ago or so, things have changed. So the question now is whether the ZANU-PF government is prepared to continue and take advantage of those gains that it had some years ago. So we will see if that indeed happens later today.
All right, we'll have to leave it there, at least for now. Vuyo Mvoko will continue to cross to you live throughout the course of the show. Do stay with us for that update. Let's turn our